Faraday presenta Ojos con Alergia y Picazón contra el jardinero. Y el ganador es Faraday Extra Fuerte. Para aliviar la picazón de los ojos por alergia, actúa más rápido y supera a Claritin y Flonase aún a las 24 horas. Faraday, adelante.
Savage Real talk, no filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
Joining us, guys, is Matt. We have Matt here. He wrote a book called Unlock Your Potential. And I want to hear more about the book. I also want to hear more about, what he does for a living, or, what basically gets him going, so to speak, right? Like what his common obstacles are, what, all that stuff. What inspired him first to, write the book, Unlock Your Potential, And without further ado, I want to bring him on. This is Matt. Welcome into the show, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me, Michael. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and it's great having you, Matt. So tell us a little bit about the book. What's the book about? I'm just kind of learning about the book right now. I'm not aware of the book, and some of my listeners may not be aware of the book too. So let's start right there.
Right. Well, it's an interesting journey, this book and writing, the whole writing process, because I actually started in 2004. And you were mentioning the reason for writing the book was really personal for me.
Is this your life? Stuck in a rut? Feeling like there's more out there? Deep down, you know you were meant for something greater, but how do you break free? Introducing Unlock Your Potential by Matt Traverso. This book is your key to unleashing the amazing person you were always meant to be.
And to make sure that I know everything that I can find out about, that I can learn to unlock my potential so that I can also help others do the same. So it's been a long process. As I said, since 2004, it lasted 20 years to write a book. And the last 3 years, I've been rewriting it, refining it, perfecting it, just to make it perfect. And I think, I'm very happy, very pleased, very proud of the end result. I like it very much. Now, these days, there are so many books that for a book to explode, it is a matter of luck, unless you have a massive budget. But I believe in luck. Like I talk in my book, Unlock Your Potential, which is following your path, and eventually something good will happen if you are keeping up, maintaining with your dedication and passion and commitment, and work in that direction, towards your ambitions, your aspirations, your values, your goals, and eventually you get there. So
eventually you get there. I mean, that's life. That's the obstacles that we have to go through, in order to achieve that success rate. Speaking of success, I want to talk a little bit about success, but I also want to talk about the obstacles, that prevent people from reaching their potential, and how they overcome that. And that I'm being told that you focus on that a little bit in the book, right? Right, Matt?
Well, sure. In a book on personal development and self-help and becoming the best version of yourself and achieving success defined as what you want and living the life you truly want to live on your own terms. Obviously, to create that, to achieve that, to manifest that, no doubt you will come across some obstacles. How do you overcome those obstacles? It's all down to perception, because there's nothing else in life other than your perception. And there are different perceptions that are very helpful. For example, seeing the obstacle as an invitation to rise, to be the person you gotta be in order to do what you want to do. So that is the obstacle. The obstacle is an invitation. The obstacle is it's inspiring you to become whoever the person you have to be in order to do what you got to do what you want to do. But you also, in order to do what you want to do, there are things that you might not want to do, so you have to do to then get to do the things that you really want to do. But since those are the necessary steps, you don't whine and complain. You say, sure, bring it on. That's what the universe wants me to deal with, to sharpen my skills even more. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you. I mean, thank you for, trying to get the word out there to the people. You're talking about
referring to the universe. The thanks was that thanks to the universe. Yes. And thanks to you for the question. But the way we deal with obstacles is we thank whatever, universe, God, grace, nature, whatever you want to,
sure,
and source for providing you with the opportunity to be your best.
I love it. Let's talk about the, being your best, right? Because I also like to, understand this. Some of the listeners, I'm sure have, they're very curious on this. By writing this book, Matt, how has it affected your personal or maybe your professional life? Has it improved? Has it maybe declined a little bit? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. Yes, of course. When you say,
I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but I mean, we're curious. I'm sure the listeners are curious. Sure. I mean,
sure. Absolutely right. Well, yeah. It's really, of course, improved my life. It's about personal coaching. And the process of writing the book has been very helpful in refining my own views and ideas and thoughts about the process of achieving my goals. So did it help me in this endeavor in achieving my goals? Yes. And about being your best? Yes. Which is about, because that's what it comes down to, and that's what it comes back to. Being your best is about being at ease in your own skin, at ease with yourself. Because when you are, then you are spontaneous, you are real, you are authentic, and whatever comes out is usually pretty good because it's real. Because it's not so much about, changing, because we talk about change your life.
Michael Gardner, Uncut.
This is life changing. You change your life. Yes, but it's not like change yourself and you become another person.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want that. I don't know. Maybe some people might, but they would realize sooner or later that it's not a great goal and it's not very helpful. You know, the good thing is about being the best you that you can be. And to do that is, and it's not, and we don't want it to be like this pressure on us to do something really awesome all the time, incredible all the time, because that's a lot of pressure, and that's not the kind of being my best that I really enjoy, that I really want, that I like. I want something that makes me feel at ease, that it makes me feel myself, like that's the real me. And being authentic, of course, being real, being honest, like, you know, this is something that is connected with our heart, listening to our inner guidance, inner wisdom, and being in harmony, in sync with, in alignment with our heart, with our gut as well, our intuition. That's all to do. It's all about creating integration within ourselves. So we are congruent, and we are confident, and we enjoy a lot. We have fun, because we don't have to be anything or do anything other than honoring our nature.
You know, I love how you say that, if I may chime in. You know, you talk about, you know, being you, being comfortable, you know, within your own skin of what I'm, you know, hearing here. Yeah. And I love that. I love that analogy, because a lot of people are like, you know, Michael Gardner here, Savage Unfiltered. You know, you're just, you know, you're not the most polished guy, but you know, I'm me. You know, I like, you know, coming into the studio here, you know, having guests like yourself, and just being me, you know, versus the older way of doing it. You know, when I was working for big networks, you know, I would have to be polished, and I would have to wear, you know, certain suits and certain shoes, and go, you know, through that look. That's what I love about podcasting. Podcasting is just like, you're just you. You know, you're being you, and people are seeing the real self. You know, Matt, I want to talk about, you know, some of your exercises in your book, and how you can walk us through some of your favorites and explain its benefits. But before we get there, guys, I have to get a quick break in here, you know, with the show. Guys, this show is actually being sponsored by Progressive Insurance. With Progressive Insurance, guys, better insurance starts here. Do you know that 4 out of 5 new consumers recommend Progressive? You should do. You know, they are phenomenal. They're trying to keep the prices down, especially in today's, you know, really, really difficult times with everything, you know, going up through the kazoo. Guys, scan this QR code and show why you trust Progressive Insurance. Phenomenal stuff, guys. Also want to say thank you to another great sponsor here of Blackout Coffee. That's right, guys. At Blackout Coffee, this is for America's warriors. That's right, guys. Started out with a dream from a very, very young entrepreneur down in South Florida, known as Steve. And he started this company up probably about like maybe 9 years ago. And it's been a success ever since he started. Use this promo code, guys, SAVAGE, for 15% off your order. And tell them why you choose Blackout Coffee. Phenomenal stuff, guys. Back to the show. So Matt, tell us a little bit about some of these exercises, you know, that are in your book, and how you can walk us through one of your favorites and explain the benefits, please.
Sure. There are quite a few exercises on changing belief systems, and something that Dr. Marshall Goldsmith, the world's #1 leadership coach, liked very much that portion. And also great exercises on how to utilize your inner wisdom, on values, on goals, very practical, how to achieve them. But I would go with and visualization, practical visualization exercises, very simple, not much, not a lot of text. It's very tight. The whole book is very slim. Like it's no fluff, no fillers, very little fillers.
When you mean by slim, I get the no fillers. You know, I'm a big fan of no fillers, especially no filler words, right?
Right.
Can you explain the slim part? Like, what do you mean by the slim part? Tight. Gotcha. Okay. So it's tight.
Right. Very tight. So there's a lot of relevant, good points, powerful points that you go from one. Every sentence is yeah. It's very, very tight, very intense, very powerful, and very empowering and inspiring and uplifting. I still would say that my favorite is probably writing your own personal manifesto. Your internal commitment statement, which is a series of statements about how you see yourself, your true essence, your purpose, who you are here to be, the person you are when you are present and in tune with yourself, your truest self, really.
Gotcha.
Right. And of course, even, something, if you want to idealize a bit, great. It's like you're seeing yourself in the best light. The best you. So you write these statements, maybe 10, 12, 15, 7, 8, 9, doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter how many. I have about close to 20 in the book as an example. I also provided my own personal manifesto.
Oh, wow.
And then the key is, the key is to reflect, to sit with it. Reflect on it. Spend time with your manifesto. It's not like incantations or affirmations. No. It's about the real you. And once again, maybe a few sentences might be a little bit like, just a little bit up there, a little bit more grandiose or more fantastic than than how things are right now.
Well, here's a question for you. Like, you sound like, I mean, you're doing a good job, right? I mean, you're getting the word out there. But what if it's and I have to put this out there, because some people may have that negative, feeling in their head or the negative vibe going through their body. But let's take, for instance, what if there's somebody stuck in their current situation? How would you try to encourage them in order to get out of this situation? Maybe it's a job loss. Maybe it's, somebody going through a divorce, period, or, a loss of a loved one, or any of that matter, financial issues. How do you get somebody to overcome those obstacles in order to achieve maybe what they had before, or even probably 10 times better?
Right. Yes. There are, these obstacles in life. There are these challenges. And like I briefly touched upon earlier, all these obstacles are actually not outside, but inside. These are inner experiences. And it's a cliche, but all problems are primarily caused by our view of them. And so it sounds like maybe too simplistic to say just change your perspective, but essentially, and this is very theoretical and very abstract, so it's not really doesn't sound very effective. But to make it real, yeah, for example, if you have a situation that you're struggling with, going through, that it's challenging, it's going to be very enlightening to see how I work with people and how I work with anyone by, really questioning the perception that you have in your mind, because that is how, or exactly how and where all the magic happens. Because ultimately, everything that we are perceiving, our perception of reality is a reflection or a projection of our thinking, our thought patterns, our thoughts essentially. And once we see, because we don't think that thought has much to do, because actually what happens is that thought through our senses and thanks to the consciousness that uses our senses, the senses make what we're thinking seem so real that we don't realize, we don't even consider the possibility that this is just a thought. And we say, no, Matt, this is not my thinking, this is reality. And that's where people get in trouble. And that's where people get depressed, and that's when it starts hurting, and people suffer really badly, and they slide into depression.
They find that distraction, Matt, if I may, I think that distraction point, whether it's social media, whether it's, the workplace at their job or wherever, even family life, they especially in today's times, there's manipulation today is at an all-time high, especially here in the United States. I mean, talk about manipulation, like that's something we have to work on. The manipulation and the brainwashing is just terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So, for example, somebody you mentioned on social media, somebody maybe says something, writes something, and to this person, and this person just generalizes the meaning that they gave to this person's comment or post or whatever. And they make it mean like, oh, this is the end of the world. And they actually just catastrophize the whole situation. And they feel like this is a disaster when everything else in their life is going great.
Why is that, Matt? Why do they feel, especially like I said, I hate to use today's times, but I mean, I'm going to use it as a prime example. Like, why do you feel today, especially the 21st century versus, yesteryears of the 20th century, why do you feel people are so easily, draining themselves, which is aggravation, stress, and anxiety? Like, what's the case with that? Is it social media, or is it just, life is going like 250 miles a minute now?
Well, there are, we've always had this negativity bias. We know in psychology and in neuroscience, it's something well known. So we have a bias towards negativity, because this is like part of our survival instinct, that if I look at the negatives, look for danger, look for risks, I have better chance to survive. And back in the day, when we used to live in the cave, then yes, sure, absolutely.
That was way back in the day. I mean, you're going back prehistoric era now, but yeah.
Sure, yes, but it's still yes, exactly. Yeah. But our reptilian brain is still functioning in the same exact manner. We have evolved like crazy with the front lobe, the frontal portion of our brain. But for example, our amygdala, which is what the news typically, they're trying to target our amygdala, this area of the brain
I was going to say, what's the manipula? Is that how you pronounce it? The manipula?
Amygdala.
Okay.
Amygdala. It's a gland. It's a gland in the back of our brain that gives precedence, highlights, allows us to see things of any situation of danger first. Dangerous situations are given priority. That's why that's why the news usually in the front page of the average most newspapers we have a positive or a negative news. A negative. Why? Because that catches our attention. Because
of course.
If it's good news, we're not gonna buy the newspapers. It's like everything is fine, the weather is fine, life is good.
But,
just
Matt, wouldn't you agree that the news is to be blamed? With some of what we're discussing here on the show.
Well, it's a cliche, and that's what many people do. But I don't tend to do that because it's their job. These news outlets. They are not a charity, they're a business. And as a business, they're paid based, and they make money through sponsors, and these sponsors pick them up on the basis of how many people this news outlet actually reaches.
Well, they also get paid here. I want to put this in for some of my listeners and people that may be listening to this on any platform here. Some of these outlets, these networks you're referring to, they get paid by the sponsors. Obviously, that's a big one for them. But they get paid by the narrative, Matt. If they see a narrative, trending, on any platform, X, YouTube's, Facebook, all that stuff, they're gonna go with it. Because their team, especially their digital team, especially we live in a really a modern high technology type of era of a society, they're going to twist the words, and they're going to say things that necessarily maybe that person or that company or whomever didn't say, and they're going to sell on that. And people are going to pick into that, and they're going to buy it. And that's what we're talking about earlier in the program here with the anxiety and the high levels of depression. People buy into that, Matt, and it's really dangerous. But before we go any further, guys, I want to put this plug in here for Matt. Guys, you're listening to the author of Unlock Your Potential, Matt Traverso. And he's got a tremendous book out on Amazon, guys. If you go over to Amazon.com, search him under his author page there on the platform there on Amazon called Matt Traverso. And you're going to see everything about his book, Unlock Your Potential, Own Your Power, Master Your Emotions, and Live Your Best Life Today. It's available in e-Kindle, as well as, I didn't see a soft cover, Matt. Is there a soft cover?
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Sure. There is soft cover, there is hard cover as well, and there is the digital version as well. And there is going to be literally within hours, within the next 24, 48 hours, the audiobook, the audio version as well. And has been, and one of the top narrators on Amazon has just finished doing, and now has gone through the quality standards, and I was just listening to it today. It's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Now, is that going to be available within the same, obviously the same format that you have everything? Because now I'm seeing it, I had to go over there, guys. Yes, it is available in Kindle, hardcover, and paperback. But this other format you're mentioning, will that be available as well, too?
Yes, absolutely. Both on audible.com and on Amazon with all the other formats, the other versions, formats of the book. They will see that the audiobook version is also available, will be available by tomorrow, most likely.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I love to read, just a little introduction, guys, that get you guys over there to check his book out, because I'm reading it right now, and my producer put this up for me. Today, more people are realizing their full potential and becoming successful at a faster rate than any other time in human history. There have never been more opportunities for you to turn your dreams and desires into realities than right now. Matt, guys, it goes further in, with the introduction, but I don't want to give too many spoilers into his book.
Sure.
I mean, you guys got to check it out on Amazon. It seems like it's a good one. Now you have other books, do you? Or
well, because as you can tell by my accent, I speak other languages as well. So my other books on coaching are in Italian. So in English, yes, I have this one, and I'm writing another one, but we don't know when it's going to come out. It might be in another 20 years.
Now, is this book your very first English book? You did mention that you have a lot of international books that are Italian, but would this be the first English book?
No, in the English book, it's I also have The Abundance Zone, and that's pretty old. I wrote it about 15 years ago, but that's the main book. This one here it is. This is the hard copy.
Check us. Wow. Okay, cool. Unlock your potential, guys. You see it right there. Yeah. Check it out. Yep.
And so anybody, back to your question regarding the reason being, the negativity bias, and so why is that, that's a survival instinct, and just knowing that already helps us take things in stride, helps us not take things so literally, or doesn't. So in other words, we don't freak out. We just say, we just realize, we just understand that it's just our nervous system reacting like that. So because this book will help you really develop a healthy relationship with your thought. We don't want to take our thought like at face value, like absolute reality, objective reality. Because why not? Because it is not. Because thought per se has no power, and it's not reality at all, even though people don't realize it, and they think they take their thinking as reality. However, even though it is neutral and has no power per se, and it's not reality, it is through thought that reality takes shape, takes form, is created. Reality gets created through thought. It's amazing, but because it's really very surprising, fascinating, and enlightening if you really catch it. How incredible thought really is.
Matt, I want to spend, we're kind of closing up some time here on the show soon, but I want to save some last bit of, segments here with the show, but I want to focus on, some of your role models, cause in the book, I'm being told, you do mention, mentors, and role models. Can you tell us a little bit about, who inspired you, to discuss this type of material or this type of content in your book?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that one of the people that I've had the great privilege and pleasure and the opportunity to work with and to learn from is Tony Robbins. Anthony Robbins, and now he goes by the name of Tony Robbins. Very popular, very well known in the personal development industry. So I also had the chance to fly to Fiji and stay there almost a year, coaching, training people, leading seminar, a new series of seminars called Life Mastery, a new version of Life Mastery as part of Mastery University, which is a big program by Tony Robbins. And that was a really powerful experience. But also, I followed more spiritual guys. For example, I was inspired by this philosopher, I would say. His name is Sydney Banks. Not many people know about this guy, Sydney Banks.
I'm not familiar with his name. Some of these people you're mentioning on the show, I mean, these are the most, I guess, inspired type of people that inspired you the most, right? Throughout your journey? Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yes. But then again, Jim Rohn as well. It was a very practical and very down to earth, but also very inspiring. Jim Rohn, Jim Rohn was actually Tony Robbins' original mentor, teacher, coach.
I wasn't aware of that part. Wow. That's interesting.
Jim Rohn. And also, I would say, yes, Marshall Goldsmith. I mentioned him earlier. Dear friend. We talk often. And somebody else that I really like is Steve Hardison, a great coach.
Huh. Yeah, I see it. I see that. I mean, guys, you're hearing a professional here. I mean, you have 25 years in the industry as a coach with your experience, and I see you work with a lot of CEOs, athletes, entrepreneurs. Some of the people you're mentioning here on the show. Can you say you did write that you do work with athletes? Any other athletes that you may have worked across over the years?
Well, yes, many athletes, but not that famous that I can drop names.
So people just kind of coming into the industry, then you're saying, right?
Well, I mean, just even and also sports coaches, football coaches, not just football players or tennis champions. Well, even though not like Andre Agassi of the world or Serena Williams, but Hey,
so maybe to your motivation, they may get to that point in life. You never know, and then they can credit you, 20 something years later. That guy Matt Traverso, he helped me get over or overcome this obstacle and this and that, and I mean that's a huge accomplishment to hold.
Yeah.
You do mention CEOs. Anybody you worked alongside with the CEO?
Right. Once again, I'm actually, working with 3 CEOs right now. But these are not famous CEOs like Howard Schultz, like Elon Musk. It's not.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Okay, but for example, the most famous person that I work with are actually, people, because I got involved in the kind of the famous people, the well-known people, the television people in Rome.
Okay.
Italian personalities. So, for example, one of the most famous dancers in the world, female dancer, and she is the number one in Italy. Her name is Carla Fracci. I coached her for quite some time, but she was already the number one dancer in Italy. So it wasn't like, because very often, you see, it's not like, okay, I work with Matt to become number one. Sometimes
your roots are in Italy. I mean, that's what you're known for there in Italy.
England.
If they look, so if they look up England, or Italy, Matt Traverso, your name's got to pop up all over the place.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
that's a kudos to you, man, for doing that. I want to finish off here with the book, because that's why we brought you on here to discuss your book and how it can motivate people and encourage them that, life is easy on the other side of the fence, so to speak. So how do you hope your book will impact, some of the readers, some of the listeners here that are tuning in, maybe some of, people internationally? How do you think it would motivate them, to encourage them? What's the main takeaway you want them to have, Matt?
I think that it would be to fall in love with yourself, to fall in love with themselves, and that's it. And everything lights up, ignites, and people and the individual and the person lights up like a Christmas tree, you feel good. You're at peace. You don't have the obsession, the striving, because that's very ego-driven. And there's nothing wrong with it if you feel pulled by some mission, a magnificent obsession, or a wonderful obsession, or some great goal, some great dream. Fantastic. But not to do it because this is like a good strategy or good technique, because it is not. If you feel pulled in that direction, always honor your heart. But when you fall in love with yourself, all the striving drops.
Yeah, that's difficult. You get, a lot of people have that disadvantage. They don't love themselves, or they don't know how to love themselves because they're so glued with everything going on today, whether it's social media, whether it's, the TV, television, whether anything, workplace. It's very hard, Matt, to get people to understand that, life is precious, and we should be grateful for life, because you only get this one, merry-go-round, you know what I mean? And that's it, like, enjoy it,
Yeah, that's right. Yes. It's not like you only have one shot and therefore stress, pressure, not like that. Enjoy. That's it. You got it. Enjoy. Yeah. And I would say yes, but just to qualify and make sure that people just, when you love yourself, you have confidence, you have self-esteem.
Sure.
And you don't have to change and become somebody else, something you're not.
Oh,
that is an old myth in the 80s and 90s in training and NLP, but that doesn't work because it doesn't allow you to be happy with yourself. So what's the point?
I think you make a good point as we close it up. Like that stuff, it may have worked back then, but they're trying to do the same formula today. But in my personal opinion, Matt, it's just conditioning the mind more and more and more. And we don't need conditioning. We need if we want to condition our mind, we need to condition our mind with positivity, not the negativity. Well, I can't do that because, I'm a certain height, or I'm a certain weight, or, because of my race and this and that. Like, that's what you see a lot today. And we need to encourage people more. We need to get the positivity out in this world because, without positivity, well, I hate to say it, life sucks, and that's the way of it. You need more positivity.
Yeah.
Matt, I
would like to add on positivity. We don't even have to create it or manufacture it, because that's the default.
Sure.
The natural state of a human being is well-being, resilience, joy, happiness. Already, we come here with a good feeling. The feeling of being alive. It's a beautiful feeling. The feeling of being alive. It's an awesome feeling. We already have it.
I mean, I wish people
enjoy it.
Yeah, I wish people would enjoy life more. Matt, I want to thank you for coming on. I've learned a lot about you, actually. I've learned a lot about your book. And I encourage some of the listeners here, wherever you're tuning into on Savage Unfiltered Show, to check out Matt Traverso's book on Amazon, Unlock Your Potential, Own Your Power, Master Your Emotions, and Live Your Best Life Today. Matt, for some of the listeners and, possibly viewers viewing us around the world, where can they find you more other than Amazon?
I'm also, they can reach me, find me on my website, which is matttraverso.com. It's Matt, M-A-T-T, Traverso. So the domain has 3 T's, matttraverso.com. On my website, they'll find other resources.
Sounds good. I got to pronounce that the Italian, Matt Traverso, like a little more Italian,
It's good.
Matt, thanks very much, guys. Check Matt out on Amazon with his book. Tremendous stuff. Matt, thanks very much, buddy. Take it easy.
I had a good time. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye-bye now. All right, guys, you just heard Matt Traverso on the show. Awesome dude. Learned a lot about this guy. Check out his book, guys, again on Amazon. Unlock Your Potential. Wow. Just incredible, guys. I'm Michael Gardner, guys, the host of Savage Unfiltered. Remember, guys, tomorrow we will be on Blog Talk Radio. That's right, guys. If you missed that, you can go right back into the replay mode. Usually airs around 12 p.m. Eastern on blogtalkradio.com, which is our radio program. More terrestrial type formula other than the unfiltered stuff. I know a lot of people don't like unfiltered, but hey, it's not for everybody's cup of tea. But I appreciate everyone stopping by today on the podcast and, listening in and learning a little bit about Matt Traverso, guys, our featured guest here. Again, guys, thanks very much. Hit that like and follow button. Please leave us 5 stars. Always appreciate it. It helps out the show and its growth. And we'll see you next time, guys. Until next time, take it easy.